Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to take a look at the Texsport Osprey 3-season 3-man tent. It's a pretty good value tent. I'm about 6'4" tall, and there's not much headroom inside of the tent, but there's a lot of good floor space to lie out in. I wouldn't say you can fit 3 people in, but I'd say that 2 average sized people or 1 really tall or large person with their gear would fit perfectly fine. It's got a 3-pole design, so it's extremely sturdy. It's going to handle the wind and heavy storms pretty well. Waterproofness is okay, not great. It does come factory seam sealed or taped, but I would advise you to seal the seams yourself, even over the factory tape. The zippers are kind of challenging because this tent has a lot mesh windows on both sides. You can zip them up fairly easily, but you will have to pull down on the top to get it to zip up. The mesh seems to be easier, but once the mesh is closed, I find it pretty difficult to zip up the doors, the walls on the doors over the mesh. And as you can see here, I'm kind of struggling. You sort of have to pull the tent top down to get the mesh walls to be able to zip. But once you do that, it's not too difficult. I had pretty big difficulty zipping up the wall on the door outside of the mesh though. I actually got the zipper stuck and the zipper kind of broke off when I was doing this, but that was easily fixable. The main problem is you have to stretch the tent down or push the tent down in order to get it to zip up, and that can be kind of a struggle when you're camping in this tent, because a lot of times you need to get in and out at nighttime when people are trying to sleep. So I gave up at that point. The Rainfly is not the greatest design in my opinion. There's no vestibule, and I don't think that it fits the tent taut or tightly. There's only a few guy out points on the fly to keep it away from the tent, and you can see how the top kind of sags onto the tent as well, which is not the best design for rain weather, because rain can pool right there, and trust me, it'll find a way to get into your tent if it can. I'm taking a look at the seam seal tape on the outside exterior of the Rainfly. They taped it pretty well, I would say. The seams look relatively strong. The tent stakes are pretty standard metal design, and the poles are fiberglass, which you can break. As you see, I had to duct tape that one. Putting the tent back together, I found that once you get the hang of it, it's not too difficult. I've had tents where it's a lot more difficult. It does fit back into the sack relatively well if you compress it right. I'm just rolling it up here. You got to give it a little bit of force to get it to zip up, but once you do, that's not really an issue. It zips right up, and you got a relatively lightweight and small tent if you want to backpack with it or just take it car camping. I'll annotate the actual weight, but that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.